guys pick on women, man, because they're weak. You know, they pick on women because they know there's going to be little to no resistance back. You know, nothing they can't handle, and that's the confidence that drives them, and the confidence that makes them something that you just can't understand. Like, why do they do this? Well, they want the power, they want the fucking control, and you know, couple that with, you know, a relationship, and you have one, you know, servant, I guess, to this person's power and control, and it's really hard to get that person out of it, you know, and it's a self-defeating process, self-defeating cycle. They doubt themselves, you know. I mean, they've been beaten down to the point, you know, both physically or mentally and emotionally, you know. They've been beat on, they've been hardened, and you know, all the things that they thought, you know, this guy loved about them, you know, is nothing. It was bait. It was, you know, guys are treacherous, guys are liars, they're evil. And it's not all guys. It's not. I fucking promise you, it's not all guys. There are people like me out there, you know. I mean, I might not be fucking Brad Pitt to look at, but I mean, I will treat you right, you know. I'll treat you right. You'll never have to worry or fear that you'll be hit. You'll never have to worry that, you know, we're out in public and somebody puts, you know, their hands on your ass or something, and you know, if you tell me, it's gonna be solved, you know. It's not just gonna be like, you know, oh, did you get a nice fucking, no, it's fucking putting your hands on my old lady for, man, you know, what's wrong with you, you know. But they view guys, man, as being evil because they've been hurt so many times, and it's retarded, man, because, you know, then they develop trust issues. Their self-esteem from being beaten on daily, you know, it's nothing. I can't fucking believe it, dude. Like, you can tell them 1,000 times, you can tell them more times in a regular situation, day to day, you know, say you take 1,000 days, okay, and of those 1,000 days, you tell them you love them 3 times a day, so it's 3,000 times, right? You take that amount, and it's over all the negative comments that, you know, an ex of theirs had said to beat on them mentally and shit. It's over that amount, you know. You've told that they've been countered with supportive, loving, you know, gestures and comments, and they still feel that way. They still feel that men are, you know, they still don't open up trust-wise completely, and they end up you know, still feeling like shit. You know, they still feel beaten down mentally. How do you fix that? You know, and all you can do as a man is support them and try, and always give them reassurance, you know, and attention, and let them know they're wanted and loved. But you know, that's not the goal of these other men. They're, you know, they're from another fucking breed, dude. I mean, they really are. They like the domination, power, and control and shit. And for some reason, you know, putting a woman, you know, in restraints, you know, making her hostage in her own mind, and taking control of what she feels about other people, herself, the things she's doing. You know, it's fucking, that's truly evil, dude. Manipulation at its finest, you know. It's you're a man, and you have physical stature over them most of the time, and you know, at least you may be more apt to control, and it's fucking truly evil to take over somebody's thoughts in their mind like that, just because you're bigger than them and you're a man and more strong and fucking, well, you think. But, you know, those people are fucking cowards, man. They're fucking cowards. And, I'll line up next to them any fucking day, you know. Any day. I'll show them what the fuck they can really fear, you know. Because they all got something in common, man. They all good majority of good people, good men out there, and there is, but there's also a sizable portion of these fucking cowards out there, and you know, it fucks up everything for everybody, man, because how can you differentiate when you first meet somebody, you know, between this one's a genuine good guy and this one's not, but they're just playing to me, you know? How the fuck can you? So unfortunately there has to be that pivoting moment where they see and they start to realize, you know, where thoughts are shifting and what they're feeling. You know, at first it was, you know, when they did some shit that was, you know, real cruel or mean, or maybe if they even slapped you once, you know, get to think, you know, they were just mad. They were just mad. That's all it was. It was just, you know, I've done shit when I was mad before, and you know, I threw a glass off the counter or whatever, and they give them the benefit of the doubt, I guess is what I'm saying. They give them the benefit of the doubt. I mean, they do the fair thing to do, I guess. And unfortunately, you know, a lot of times that wasn't, you know, the only moment that's going to happen. And what I've found is, man, some people can be together for a long time, years and years, and eventually that comes out of them. You know, I don't know if it's set off by a certain event in their life, or the relationship just went to shit, and they're just like, fuck it, let's stay together, and then he's just like, fucking, I'm gonna make her miserable, whatever, you know. One day, it gets to that point, it gets violent enough, you know, verbally enough, loud enough, to where it turns physical, you know. And the man slaps the woman or something like that. That's when I said the benefit of the doubt happens. But afterwards, you know, I guess you'd say, the instance of this is going to take off like a fucking space shuttle, alright? In most cases, the instant, that is, the years before you it took for this moment to happen mean nothing now, okay? The way these people operate is, once they get a taste of it, you know, if it works, that one, if it works, they you know, the female submits, yada yada, they get what they want, and they're, yeah, I'm a fucking man. No, you're not, bitch, but, you know what I mean? If that works, if they get what they want, if they get what they're fucking aiming for during that time period, it's going to increase exponentially. You know, this is where it fucking shoots off. It's like, we were together, you know, 7 years, and then he hit me in August, you know, for the first time and shit, and he said, you know, he was sorry, and he didn't mean it, and, you know, he'll never do it again, and, you know, he doesn't know what came over him, or he was drunk, he drank, like, you know, some stuff yesterday, and whatever, you know, whatever fucking excuses these bitch-ass motherfuckers give for doing it, you know. I've been really goddamn mad at a woman before. I ain't gonna lie, I have. Really fucking mad, alright? I'm talking yelling, you know. Top of my goddamn lungs, my voice starting to go out. And I've never put my hands on it. You know, there's been times, and I'm just gonna go ahead and say that with a very, very mentally handicapped, in the way of mental illness, in the way of other personalities. That's what I'm gonna leave that as for now. I've gotten so fucking mad I wanted to hit a woman, special woman to me, because it wasn't her, number one, and number two, they were physically capable to fuck shit up. But never have, you know. I never have. I'm never going to just haul off and hit them, you know, and I never will, you know. That's something that I can never do. I can't do it. I just, my hand won't do it, you know what I'm saying? You ain't got it in you. I don't have it in me. I got a lot of shit that I can do to people, alright? A lot of shit that I've done to people. Very cruel, sometimes evil, most of the time necessary. A lot of the shit that I've done to people, and that's a line that I can't cross. I can't put my hands on a woman, anyway, other than sexually, of course. That the shit to fucking do that in my brain isn't there, all right? It just, I can't fucking do it. I cannot bring myself to fucking take the power that I have, and I know I have, you know, being a big guy, being a really strong guy, take that power I have and funnel it into just hitting a woman. It just, there's people out there like me, you know, they just don't have it in them. But there are people out there that do. And, you know, like I said, those instances will take off. It'll be like, you know, 10 years. And they get hit in August. And then, you know, between August and fucking October, it's like 7 more times. You know, it's like they get a taste of it, of that control and that domination of power. And don't get me wrong, because there's people out there that might listen to this. They might say, you know, I'm into BDSM and I like the dominance and the control and you know, that you're not who I'm addressing. You know, I'm also into that as well. Probably not as deep as most, but you know, that are. But you know, there's a time and a place and consent, right? You know, the consent is the important pinnacle part in this. You know, they want that. That's what, you know, everybody knows what they're getting. You know, these women that are being abused they don't want that. You know, they're caught up in this bullshit, the cycle, you know, of doing this, and then, you know, telling them they mean everything to the guy, and that they could never hurt something so precious again. And after I've seen tears from what I've caused and whatever fucking poetic shit they come up with to cover their ass, it's not true, man. It's not. As soon as I would say, and I don't even like saying this, I really don't, but I'll give somebody a mistake. I'll give somebody one mistake. You know, I would, you know, if they slap you one time, you know, if they were really mad, whatever, you know, I could get over that if I was a female. You know, as long as I really seen that is shocked, you know, and he learned his fucking lesson. He was dabbling in that and learned his fucking lesson. Like, no, I don't want to do this. That was not me, and really changed, you know, and stopped. I can see that. I don't like it, and if I seen it in the fucking convenience store, I'd probably beat the shit out the motherfucker for doing it, first time or not, dabbling or not. But there are very few that learn their lesson. The rest of them move on to, you know, this is a way I can get what I want. I can actually get her to do this and not question me and this, and God damn it, like a woman should and like a man should. And it's like, bitch, I would encourage these motherfuckers to come and find a motherfucker. If you think you're that fucking powerful, that you are that you're goddamn Thor when it comes to putting your goddamn hands on a woman, I would encourage you. Every woman has a dad or a brother or a best friend, or, you know, go to them and do it. Do that shit in front of them. That's all. You know, you motherfucking cowards do that shit in hiding, in the safety of my home. God damn it, you know damn well you ain't never gonna strike her when her best friend around, when her dad or her brother's around. You ain't gonna do that. Hell no. You know why? Because you a bitch. You scared. You know what you're doing is wrong. You know it. And you're a fucking coward. Because you know if anybody else sees that, you're done. That they're not gonna condone that shit. So you wait. You build up shit she does throughout the day. Oh, that motherfucker. I asked for a Dr. Pepper and she gave me a Pepsi. Alright. I ain't gonna beat you now. But when we get home, when we leave this restaurant, why? Why you gonna wait till you get home, dude? Because you don't want your motherfucking ass, you don't want the resistance. That's the reason you hit women in the first place, right? You want to be able to be physical and feel like a man without having to actually do anything. You know, and I'm not saying, you know, anything negative against any feminists or pro-woman, but it's a well-known fact that women are weaker than men. We have testosterone, which builds more developed muscles and shit. This shit is engineered. We are engineered to be, harvest, hunting, protection. We're warriors, for our women, for our families. If you couldn't fucking fight to get the woman back, you didn't get it. You had to develop in that way. So it's commonly known that women are weaker physically in most cases, and I sort of God, I fucking hate that I have to fucking specify everything like this, not to piss off a certain group. I'll just get that over with now and fucking this isn't fucking anti-women, okay? But I do. It's 2018 and people poke at everything you do. Did you just assume that I had a finger? Yeah, I just assumed you had 8 of them. Yeah, there we go. We got math going now. 8 of them and 2 thumbs. It's like, calm the fuck down. Not everybody is trying to fucking step on your nutsack of fucking offensiveness. Alright, just simmer down. So women are weaker in most cases than men. So man manipulate and abuse that I guess you say privilege or that creative difference, and they do that, and women give less opposition, there's less restriction. They might try to fight back, yes, and I'm not saying that some women out there, can't beat the ever-loving shit out of a man, because I've seen them out there. They're just rarer, that's not the norm, okay? So they're women can do just about, I think, just about, other than ejaculate, I think, just about everything a man can do, with training and shit. So, everybody can be everything. But in most cases, the woman is, she's weak. She's weaker. She's not as strong. She's not as fearsome when it comes to fighting. They're more emotional beings. They're more, they're just more emotional. They don't get down like that. That's not their thing. Their thing isn't normally to fight. And that's why they create so little opposition. And these guys run right over them. And not having that opposition is what breeds them, because they can feel like a man, what they believe a man is supposed to be in that moment of what they're doing, and they can get their way or control or whatever. They can get to the point of being what they want to be without having to do too much work. It's not hard to beat on a woman, you know what I'm saying? Like for me it would be, only because I'm not that way. It'd be hard up here, impossible up here, but it's not hard physically for them to do. Basically, like when you go into a fight, it's like, am I gonna win this or not? I need to know what the fuck to expect. I'm gonna fight like a motherfucker, but I need to know, man, if I just need to go all in at the first of it and just make him feel my ass and hope I catch him with a fucking wild one, or or is this motherfucker gonna be reserved and have cardio, and is he gonna burn my fat ass down, or so for them, picking on the woman, it's kind of like being a nerd in high school, versus a bully. The bully's bigger, the bully's fucking mean, and the bully doesn't have a fucking problem in doing that shit, and that's the difference. The confidence, back to what I was saying, the confidence is the reason that they stay doing that shit, They have confidence. They don't think of a situation with a woman like, man, she did this bullshit, and, fuck that shit, man, I ain't gonna let this stand, I'm gonna whip her ass. Or however the fuck they do that, I don't know. But if it's just the heat of the moment, or if they're just like, you know what, I'm gonna whoop her at like 3:13, and then again at like 3:33, I think. I got 2 things to bring up, and I'm fucking pissed. Just, But, when they look at it, it's not like, I'm gonna beat on her or whatever, and I'm worried that she gonna come back like motherfucking Mayweather and shit, and fucking get you, they ain't worried about that, they whatever they give, the woman is gonna take it, with little resistance, you know what I mean? it's hard to explain when I don't do this shit, you know, so I don't know if they fucking schedule the shit or not, or how they think. This is just what I've gathered from talking and from dealing with the people that do this shit, you know, face to face, you know, fist to fist, or fist to face, you know, because normally, in my experience, they're not very skilled fighters. They're not hard. It's easy, and this is why I find irony in that shit. Like, go do it to you know, with her brother around, or go do it to her dad. You know, this is where I find irony in it. Is they pick on these women, right? Because, you know, they're no opposition, and then when they bark up the wrong tree, if you will, you know, when they get introduced to a motherfucker that can really put the hurt on them, you know, that really don't care for what the fuck they've been doing, you know, to their friend or their sister, cousin even, you know, or just a regular woman, you know. Some guys like me, dude, I'll drop a motherfucker on sight, dude. I swear to God, I'll go to jail for that shit and I don't give a fuck. Why did you punch him? Well, he hit a woman. That's it. Was you related to? No, she was a woman and he was a man. And he beat the shit out of her, so I beat the shit out of him. Oh, yep. That's pretty much it. I mean, it's as simple as that, dude. I insert myself into situations that I could be hurt in because it means something more than just me, you know? Because these people out there, man, they've been stuck in this cycle that I've been talking about for fucking, you know, days, weeks, months, years, decades even, you know, prisoners, fucking, you know, mind-controlled prisoners, you know, beaten and thrown into a cage in their own mind until they're ready to get beaten again for trying to stand up for who they are, or even for doing shit right, you know. And the cycle, man, goes around until something else happens. In order for a cycle to be broken, you have to, you know, experience different things. And that's where I come in, man, because they're just gonna stay stuck in the cycle unless somebody pulls them out of it, unless somebody wakes them the fuck up, you know. And I'm not none of this is the woman's fault, man. You know, women jump into things emotionally. Men, we're a little bit more reserved with our emotions, you know, and they jump in, man, thinking that this guy is going to be it, you know, that he's going to provide me with beautiful children and you know, make sure we have money and food on the table. And sometimes they do, and it comes with a price, and sometimes they don't, and it comes with a price, you know. Sometimes they're great providers, but they're just shitty people, shitty fucking husbands. And there's a few situations. There was a okay. If you want me to make a good point, there's a reason that I changed the way I was. And I never hit women or anything like that, but there's a reason I got better, you know, with my you know, my past. There's before I would usually, you know, look at you know, men that hit women. It wasn't my problem. It wasn't my business. So I didn't get into it. And that might be the approach of what many of you out there, you know, have going on. You know, that it's not my business, and I don't want to inject myself into the situation that I'm getting hurt, and, you know, whatever. It's not for everybody. You know, it's really not. But it's very rewarding. There you go. It's very rewarding. You know, not just for you. You know, for me, it makes me feel good to know that these women, or kids, or, you know, hell, even a fucking bullied guy, you know, I step in where people can't do it for themselves, you know. I step in. I'm a big motherfucker, you know. I'm 6'4". I'm fucking 335 pounds. I'm very dense. I'm not just a fat, you know, a doughboy. I'm very dense. And I have the fucking muscle to do pretty much what I want to do, you know. I just can't do it for long because of my back. It fucker wears down real quick. About an hour or two of working, it's like, find a couch. But I can get things done, you know. And being this goddamn big, being as big as I am, and tattooed up, and a biker, you know, knowing how to fight, being skilled at fighting, you know, all that together, you know what that fucking leads to? These get lonely. These motherfuckers right here get lonely. I'm telling you, my needs aren't being met, okay? Look, I have anger issues, man. And there's certain people that when I finally engage them, they get those as well. All that shit is fucking fuel for the fire, you know? That's coal, you know? And it gets lonely because motherfuckers don't challenge people like me very often at all. I'm talking about a goddamn, like when Halley's Comet goes by and shit, you know? They don't, because they fucking know better, you know? There are very few people in my life that I think could actually provide me with a challenge. And a lot of those other people know that, so they don't, you know? They just, I don't want to fight you, you know? I get it. Goddamn. I've even tried to get boxing gloves and try to spar with motherfuckers, right? Couldn't find one. The one I did find, I think, dude was like 2 hours away from me, so it was like, can we meet in the middle at like the clubhouse or something? You know, I think he was in Grand Rapids or something. But man, they get lonely sometimes, man. I'm always shadow boxing. I'm always staying up on my fucking, you know, my combos and shit, and you know, bobbing, but it gets lonely. I don't have the cardio to be an MMA fighter, man. I'm just not. That ain't me. I'm not sportly. I can just brawl, alright, you know? Can you respect it? But I use that, you know? So basically I'm sitting here idly by, you know, and I see problems out there. I see problems where it's like, oh man, you know, I should whoop that dude's ass, you know, for him or whatever. And it's like, you know what, that let him deal with that one. He's okay. And then, you know, but women, they hit me, man, in the soft spot, man, because, alright, I have there's a few weaknesses that I have in this world, man. Seeing a woman cry is one of them. Especially when there's nothing I can do to help them. You know, when it's just a situation, they just don't know what the fuck to do. You know, they don't know how to solve it. You know, and I do. If I know how to solve that one, you know, you can try to make them believe that it's going to get solved, but until it happens, you know, they're not fully invested into the idea of what you're offering. You know, they're just like, you know, I've never had somebody do that, and yeah, it's okay. I don't expect anything from you. I don't expect sex, money. I don't expect fucking a hand job. I expect you to get out of this, make something better of your life. You know what I'm saying? Take your kids out of this fucking environment, man, and find somebody that's going to teach them right and show them the way to be a fucking man. And a man don't put their hands on a fucking woman, man. You know, if your kids are seeing that, that's bad, that's wrong. You know, hopefully they don't remember that, man. Or hopefully, you know, when you do find a good man and shit again, you know, you can let them know if they remember that, you know, that's why mommy had to get rid of him. You know, that's why, that's not a man. That, you know, this is a man, you know. And, you know, it's all about the kids, man. But I'm damn sure not gonna let a motherfucking coward put their hands on a woman in front of me. And if the woman tells me about it and knows where he's gonna be, or next time he's gonna be coming over to do something like that, I'm gonna be there. That ain't me being Captain Save-A-Ho. That has nothing to do, you know, I'm not trying to find a hoe to fuck, you know. I mean, I might already fuck them, or, you know, I might have thought about it, but they have a problem. It doesn't matter if a fat ass ugly chick I would never fuck in the world tells me she's getting beat, or a supermodel. It doesn't matter, you know. That's, you know, or a guy, if the guy's getting bullied or something, you know, and dude's fucking beating the shit out of him all the time at work or something, whatever. There are weak men out there too, you know. God bless them. We can't all have muscles and balls, but, you know, I'm gonna insert myself into this situation. I'm gonna try to make it right. I'm gonna try to make the playing field even. I'm not gonna kill him for her. You know what I'm saying? I need you to go over to his house and fucking shoot him in the head. No. But if he comes over here and fucking threatens you, I'll beat his ass. If he comes over here and tries to fucking pull a knife on you, I'm gonna kill him and I'm gonna leave him for you and the cops to figure out. I was never here. That type of shit. So, I mean, I'm gonna help. I'm a helpful motherfucking guy. And it makes me feel better knowing that I finally was able to provide a, if anything, even a bump in the cycle. A little time where she feels secure and safe. And like somebody gives a fuck about her, you know? Like somebody sees that, you know, women don't need to be treated this fucking way, dude. You know? That's what the fuck I mean by that, dude. And a lot of people, you know, they live in these lives, you know? They're everywhere. I've had so many of my friends tell me that this is a reality for them, and it's crazy to see how fucking often men do this. It's fucking insane. And you know, it comes from everywhere too, man. You never know, man. If your dad passed away or something and your mom starts dating, you might see it there if they're stupid enough to do that. But they are in most cases, you know. And I had something that really changed the way, like I was saying before. Like I said, it wasn't my business and all that. You know, there was one of my really good friends and shit. You know, actually one of the only friends that actually came and visited me in prison. I fucking tried to, and she was 6 months pregnant. And, she'd always call me up, or I'd call her, and we'd talk on the phone while I was in prison and shit. And she would tell me, you know, about what her boyfriend's doing. And I'd known this fucking idiot when I was out, and I'd never seen any of this, man. They just don't do it around people. I'm telling you, it's not. That couple? Yes, any couple, you know, shit. But it was that couple, and she ended up coming up to try to see me and shit. I had tried to convince her multiple times to leave this fucking asshole, and I couldn't do anything because I was in prison, you know. And I felt so fucking helpless. I felt so bad for her, dude, because I could put a stop to this shit immediately. She'd have been sleeping at my house, dude, and this motherfucker wouldn't even have seen her, you know. And she was 6 months pregnant with this kid, and she wanted to leave, man. She just kept trying to figure out how to leave, how to get away from this fucking asshole. And got a PPO out on him, and there was one time she put him in jail for putting his hands on her and shit. And I found out later on, I'm not gonna say these instances, you know, publicly, because everything I am saying is public, except this. And he used to use her for drugs to get, you know, take my girl in the back room type shit, and, you know, give me $40 worth of some shit, like, you know. And that shit wasn't public, and I'm not gonna say her name, and I'm not gonna say, you know, any instance about this, but, you know, she was in one of those relationships, and man, it got bad, I guess. I was inside and I didn't know until she started talking about it. And she came up to try to see me, and they fucking denied her visit. Jesus. They denied her visit. They're supposed to offer her a smock to cover up, because she kind of dressed sexy, you know. We had the little thing going, flirting and so on, and we'd fucked in the past and shit, but you know, I was in prison, you know. And I tried calling her after that, and said they denied her and shit like that. And, you know, that was pretty much the last time I ever heard from her again, you know. I couldn't get a hold of her for like 2 weeks. Call her damn near every day for like 2 weeks, every other day, something like that. A lot, you know, a lot for how often I called people, you know. And I was like, what the fuck, man? She usually always picks up, man. And it's like, you know, I called my mom and shit at, you know, a couple weeks later, and my mom just nonchalantly mentions it, because, you know, she didn't know she was in my, you know, my friend circle and stuff. She didn't really know very many of my friends at that point. And she just mentions the shit nonchalantly that, you know, we had a pregnant girl get murdered here, Courtney, you know, and it was a moment that I was like, what the fuck happened? You know, what the, are you fucking kidding me? Like, is it the same person? You know, and yeah, so found out that happened, and dude, the fucking shit just opened up, man, and I feel guilt for that shit to this day, because he shot her for, you know, trying to leave. You know, he got out of jail and she had a PPO out on him, or it had one in the past or something, one of those two, and he said he was just cleaning his gun, and the motherfucker went off from across the room and shit. And, you know, me knowing firearms, you know, I know how that would happen, and no, you know, you're cleaning it. What are you fucking cleaning? The outside of the fucking thing? You know, you're gonna run a board, you gotta run it through the goddamn chamber, dude, you know, coming. Anyways, but the CSI, you know, the crime scene investigation did their thing, and they found that there was a point blank range shot through her chest. You know, there was gunpowder residue and shit, so they could measure how far got his ass, and that the trigger was a really hard, long pull, and fucked him up, man. But they gave his ass, man. He pled to it, man. He was going for first-degree murder, and they fucking made a deal, man. This motherfucker's gonna see the light of day again, outside. You know, he got 25 to 50 years, and he should never have seen it. Of course, the 6-month-old, you know, fetus died, and her and her unborn baby got lost because of a situation. This guy was a fucking, he was on the severe scale of this, but, you know, just because a guy fucking doesn't have those values and principles, and decides to do that, and gets worse and worse and worse, get the fuck out of it, you know. And that can happen to you, that can happen to anybody, you know, that's in this situation. If they spontaneously hit you one day, they can spontaneously shoot you one day too, you know. Don't leave your kids behind with this fucking asshole. Leave. Gather everything. They don't love you. You can't love someone and beat the shit out of them. That's not something that goes together, you know. And, you know, just get out while you can, you know. You're addicted to someone that's going to kill you, you know. One day they're going to kill you, and that's when nobody can help, you know. Till next time, this is Drive Time with Adam.